Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm going to lead you through about a 60-minute vinyasa practice as we work on heart openers today and working on compassion and self-compassion coming out of those heart openers. If you have 2 blocks, that will be helpful for your practice today. If not, you can use a stack of books in place. And at any time, you shouldn't feel any pain today. If you feel any pain, come out of the pose or do a modification or something that works for your body. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So you can use the block to come into an easy seat, or you can sit right on the floor, or a small pillow is also great here. So go ahead, come into an easy seat, cross your legs, sit up nice and tall, lengthen that spine, and relax those shoulders. And go ahead and close your eyes, and inhale through your nose, and exhale through your nose. Start to slow down your breath. And to slow down your mind. Keep taking deep breaths and notice any thoughts that pop up. Don't judge them. Just let them drift by. Continue taking nice, slow breaths. So compassion is feeling moved by others' suffering, so that your heart responds to their pain. So self-compassion is acting the same friendly way towards yourself. You honor and you accept your humanness. Nice, slow breaths. So as we move through our practice today, allow each posture to be an opportunity to practice self-compassion towards yourself. So that may look like, do I need to take a moment of rest here? It may be that I need to listen to my body and modify or take a variation of this pose. It may mean maybe I need to capture a thought and replace it with a kind thought. So as we move through our practice today, think about how you can show self-compassion to yourself. And go ahead and take one more breath. And go ahead and open your eyes. And you can remove the block and switch the cross of your legs. We're just going to come into some gentle side bending. So go ahead, inhale your arms up and reach to your left. Just nice and gentle. Inhale, center, and exhale to your right. Inhale, center, and exhale. And just go ahead and follow this at your own breath. Inhaling in the center and exhaling on the sides. You may notice you can stretch a little bit further. And go ahead and do one more on each side. And inhale, center. And exhale those arms down to your side. And go ahead and come up up into a tabletop position. So in our tabletop position, we want our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees and our spine nice and flat so our stomach muscles are engaged when we're here in this neutral posture. And we're going to go ahead and drop into some cows and cats. So go ahead, drop your belly, look up, cow, inhale, and curl up, cat. And look up, cow, inhale, and curl up into cat, exhale, feel that nice stretch. And go ahead and follow this movement at your own breath. Inhale, and exhale. Just warming up your spine, connecting your breath with your movement. And one more of each posture. And now come back to the neutral spine. And we're going to head into puppy position. So our knees stay the same. We're going to walk our hands out in front of us and stretch forward into puppy pose, keeping our hips up in the air. Your forehead can touch the mat. Your forehead can come to a block. Whatever feels comfortable in your body today. Coming back to your breath and sinking down into the pose. Allowing that gentle opener in the front of your body. And go ahead and take one more slow breath here. And then walk those hands back up and get ready to push into our first downward dog. So tuck those toes and push up into downward dog. You can bend your knees here. Spine nice and long. This is also another great time to use your blocks to put your hands on and to push back into your downward dog. So go ahead and walk out your dog if you need to. Keeping that spine nice and long. Maybe shaking out your head a little bit. Creating space between your shoulders and your head. And coming back to that breath. And on your next inhale, step your feet between your hands and fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees, engage your abs as you come all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to chest center. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, bend your knees as you come into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank and drop your knees here. And go ahead and slowly lower yourself to the ground and come into cobra. And tuck those toes and come back into downward dog. And And take a few breaths here. Releasing the neck. Stretching the spine nice and long. Bending those knees if you need to. And on your next inhale, step your feet between your hands and fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, engage the abdominals, come up to standing. And hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bend your knees as you fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, back to plank, and you choose to do what we did last time, or stay in your plank as you come down through chaturanga, and you push into up dog, and to down dog. And take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, step between your hands and fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Bend those knees as you reach up, inhale, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up, add a tiny back bend if it feels comfortable, and exhale, bend the knees as you fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank, and you come through the vinyasa that's right for you today. And then meet in downward dog. Taking a few breaths. Relaxing through your head or neck. And go ahead and step between your hands and come into a fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold, and just go ahead and stay here for a minute. We're going to come into our next series. So if you would like to use a block for low lunge, runner lunge, you can bring those to the side of you right now and put them on whichever height you need. So go ahead and step back with your right leg. So we come into a lunge on the left. Drop that back knee into low lunge. Our front knee, our knee is over our ankle. Go ahead and just sort of sink into that hip. Keeping the spine a nice long line. Coming back to your breath. You can also choose to have your hands on the mat. Go ahead and tuck those back toes as you come up into runner's lunge. So back leg is engaged nice and straight. Our front knee stays over our front ankle and our spine is nice and tall. And you choose hands on blocks or the hands on the mat. Come back to your breath. And we're going to come up into crescent, so you can lift your hands right up from the blocks, or if you need a little help, you can put your hands on your knees and then come up into crescent. So as we're here in crescent, our spine is engaged. If we're feeling too much arch in our low back, we can bend that back knee. Our front knee stays over our ankle and our shoulders are relaxed. And if it feels good in your body today, you can bring your hands behind your back and open up your chest. And take a deep breath. And exhale. And one more breath. And go ahead and unclasp those hands. Bring the hands back forward to frame your front foot and come into your runner's lunge. And go ahead and drop the back leg, coming into your low lunge again. Nice and tall. And we're going to come into half splits. If you're using blocks, you can go ahead and bring those blocks with you. So we're going to straighten our front leg as we bend our back knee, walking our hands back a little bit to frame our leg. So our spine is nice and tall. If there's too much rounding in your spine, that's a good place for blocks. If your hands can touch while keeping good alignment in the spine, you can do that too. And just breathe into the pose. Notice where you feel the stretch in your body. Notice if you feel your body balancing. And if you have blocks, go ahead and bend that front knee and walk those blocks or hands forward. And go ahead and step back into forward fold, bend the knees. And inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. And this time we're going to step back with our left leg. So you can have hands on blocks or the floor as you step back into your low lunge. Your back knee is on the floor. So go ahead and check that your front knee is over your ankle, that your back knee is on the ground, and your spine is nice and tall. Come back to your breath. Come back to showing yourself compassion as we move through this practice and just meeting yourself where you are today. And go ahead and tuck those back toes and come up into runner's lunge. Nice long spine. Back leg is engaged. Nice slow breath. And go ahead and choose how you want to bring your arms up to crescent. We check that our front knee is over our ankle. Our stomach is engaged. We're bending the back knee if we notice that we have too much arch in our low back. And on your next inhale, bring your hands around behind your back, clasp the hands, and open your chest. And take a couple nice breaths here. And on your next inhale, bring those hands down to frame your front foot as you come into runner's lunge. Go ahead and drop that back leg into low lunge. Coming back to your breath. And we're going to come into half split. So go ahead and straighten that front leg as you bend your back knee and walk your hands back a little bit to frame the shin of that front foot. So spine is nice and long. This is a great spot to use blocks if you haven't before. And just go ahead and breathe into this posture. And go ahead and bend the front knee as you walk those hands and blocks back forward. Tuck the back toes and step forward into your forward fold. Bend your knees a little bit as you fold forward. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. We're going to go through the same thing again, just a little faster this time. So go ahead and step your right leg back as you come into low lunge. Back knee touches the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Tuck the back toes, runner's lunge. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up to crescent, chest opener, and exhale. Inhale back to runner's lunge, and exhale. Inhale to low lunge and exhale. Inhale to half splits and exhale. And inhale, walk back forward, step into your forward fold and fold. Inhale, flat back and exhale, fold. And go ahead on the other side, left foot steps back, low lunge, take a breath, inhale and exhale. Tuck the back toes, runner's lunge, inhale and exhale. Next breath, inhale up to crescent, arms behind your back, exhale. Inhale down to runner's lunge and exhale. Inhale into low lunge and exhale. Inhale to half splits and exhale. And inhale, walk forward, bring that back leg up and forward fold. Inhale to flat back and exhale to fold. And go ahead and move your blocks off to the side of the mat. And go ahead and bend your knees. Inhale, arms up, standing. Exhale to chest center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees as you fold. Inhale to flat back and exhale to fold. Inhale, step back into your downward dog and take a couple breaths here. Putting your weight back into your feet. Taking a moment to come back in tune with your body. And go ahead and bring your left foot forward into runner's lunge. And you can choose if you want your blocks here or if you're on the floor. And on your next inhale, windmill your arms up into warrior two. So when we're in warrior two, we want our front knee over our ankle. Our back foot is turned slightly in as our hips point up at the corner of the mat and our arms are out in a nice T. And come back to your breath. Spine is nice and tall. And we're going to drop our front arm onto our front leg as we come into extended side angle. Our arm reaches up by our ear, or you have the choice of bringing that arm behind the back for a little chest opener. Come back to your breath. And we're going to come into reverse warrior. You can keep your arm behind your back or at your leg, wherever you want. Left arm up as you stretch back to reverse warrior. And come back into warrior two. And go ahead and windmill those arms down to frame your front foot steps back, and you choose your vinyasa here. If you want to come to chaturanga and up dog, or you're on your knees and you go into cobra. And meet me in downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Lengthening your spine. And go ahead and step your right foot between your hands. Runner's lunge. Take a breath here. Make sure that our knee is over our front foot. And on your next inhale, windmill your arms up into warrior two. So our front knee is over our front ankle. If we notice that knee is tracking in, we're going to bring our back foot in a little bit more to give a little more room in that hip. Relax your shoulders. Come back to your breath. And go ahead and bring your front arm to your front leg as you come into extended side angle. Your choice to keep your arm here or bring that top arm behind your back and open up that chest. And come back to your breath. And on your next inhale, bring that front arm up as you come into reverse warrior. Reaching back, trying to keep the bend the same in your front knee. And come into warrior two. Take a breath here. And windmill those arms to frame your front foot. Step back into plank and you choose your vinyasa. Maybe one time you do one and the next time you do something different. Just begin to notice what your body needs. Is it asking for rest? Is it asking for a challenge? Come back to your breath in downward dog. And we're going to do that sequence one more time on each side. So notice your left foot and bring that foot between your hands as you come into runner's lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up to warrior two and exhale. Inhale, extended side angle and exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior and exhale. Inhale, warrior two, and exhale. And your next breath, windmill your arms down, step back into plank, come through your vinyasa. And take a breath here in downward dog. And go ahead and look at your right foot and bring that foot between your hands. A breath here in runner's lunge. Windmill the arms open to warrior two. Inhale and exhale. Extended side angle. You choose where you want that arm. Reverse warrior, inhale and exhale. Inhale to warrior two and exhale. Inhale, windmill those arms down, step back into plank and come through your vinyasa. And take a couple breaths here in downward dog. Lengthening your spine. And from downward dog, drop your knees to the floor. As you come into child's pose, in child's pose you choose whether you want your knees together or your knees apart. And come back to your breath here. And on your next inhale, bring your arms to the left of your mat to feel a side stretch. And on your next inhale, walk your hands to the right side of your mat and exhale. And walk your hands to center. Take one more breath. And start to come up into a tabletop position. And walk your feet between your hands. Keep your knees bent as you come into a forward fold. And here we're going to bend our knees as we come up into a chair pose. So we're sitting back. We're able to wiggle our toes. Our shoulders are relaxed and our spine is nice and tall. And go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center and take a deep breath. If you feel your body needs it, you can sink a little lower into your chair. And go ahead and keep those knees together as you bring your left elbow to your right knee as you twist to the side. And take a deep breath. And you choose if you want to keep your hands at heart center or open your arms up wide and stretch them out. And inhale back to chair pose in the middle. Spine nice and long. And on your next inhale, bring your right elbow to your left leg as you twist to your left. Come back to your breath. And if you want to open your arms, go ahead and open them. Showing your body kindness as you're working through your practice today. And bring your hands back to center as you come back to your chair pose and take a deep breath. And go ahead and stretch your arms up in the center. Inhale. And exhale your arms to the side. And we're going to come into some balancing poses. So you can come to the center of your mat. And go ahead on your left side, you're going to come into tree pose. So that right foot is going to press into the side of your leg. And it can be up here on your thigh, it can be down on your calf, or your toe can touch the ground. Just don't put that foot on your knee. So press that foot in firmly. Find a point in front of you to look at that's not moving. Relax your shoulders and come to your breath. Just notice any wiggling in your ankle that comes up. And notice that that's your balance working, that's your muscles working. And go ahead and bring that right leg in front of you to single-legged mountain where it's bent at the knee and bent at the hip. And come back to your breath here. Keeping a nice long spine. And next we're going to move into Warrior 3. So you choose if you want blocks here. If you need the blocks, that front leg is going to push back and the hands are going to touch the blocks. If you don't need the blocks, your hands can stay at your heart center. Our back leg, our knees, and our toes point towards the ground. Our spine stays nice and long. And inhale back up to single leg mountain pose. And exhale the foot down, arms down. Come up onto your tiptoes, arms are out in the T. And you're going to take a slight chest opener, a slight back bend, up on your toes. Nice breath. And come down. And let's go ahead and do that on our other side. So we're going to come into tree. So notice that right foot. Get it firmly planted in the ground. Spine is long. And bring the left leg to wherever your tree pose is today. Not judging your tree pose, just listening to your body and showing yourself kindness. Come back to your breath. And slowly move that left leg in front of you into single leg mountain pose. Abs are engaged, spine is nice and tall. You're looking at your spot in front of you. And then on your next exhale, you're going to bring your front leg back as you lean forward as you come into Warrior 3. So you're here with your hands at your chest, or you're here with your hands on your blocks. Nice long spine. Coming back to your breath. And on your next inhale, come back up slowly into that single leg mountain. Take one more breath and bring it to the ground. And come up onto those tiptoes again, chest open. As you take a couple breaths here. And release. Shake out your feet if you need to. We're going to do that one more time on each side, but a little faster this time. So go ahead and find that left foot, firmly plant all the corners of your foot into the ground, and bring that right leg up into your tree pose. And take a breath. And exhale. And inhale, come into single leg mountain pose. And exhale, lean forward into Warrior 3. Take a breath. And inhale back up to single leg mountain pose. Take a breath. And slowly bring that foot down and arms open wide. Up on your tiptoes as you lift your chest. Take a breath. Good. And then we'll go ahead and do that on our other foot. So go ahead and bring that leg up to your thigh or wherever your tree pose is today. Hands at chest center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, single leg mountain pose. And exhale. Inhale as you go forward to Warrior 3. And exhale. Inhale back up to single leg mountain. And exhale. And slowly bring that leg down. Arms open up wide into a T. Up on your tiptoes. And a little back bend, a little heart opener, and come down. All right, so you can move your blocks off to the side of the mat as you come to the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. And you can widen your feet here and bend your knees if you need to as we come into ragdoll in our forward fold. So you can grip the elbows of each arm. You can rock side to side. You can stay still if that's what your body's calling for. And go ahead and release those arms to the ground as you walk your feet back into plank and push into downward dog. Take a second here to find what your body needs in downward dog. Go ahead and lift your left leg up into three-legged downward dog. And we're going to work our core here. So step number 1 is you bring that leg down as you come into plank and you push back up into three-legged dog. Step number 2 is you bring that left knee to your left elbow in plank and push up to downward dog. So on our next inhale, you choose, come into your plank, knee to elbow, and exhale back up. And knee to elbow, and push the leg back up. Knee to elbow, and push the leg back up. And one more, knee to elbow, and push the leg back up. And bring that leg down. Come back into downward dog. Drop the knees, and just take a moment in child's pose here. Come back to your breath. And come back up into your downward dog. And go ahead and lift that right leg up to three-legged dog. And same thing, you choose option 1 to just come forward in a plank, or option 2 to bring your knee to your elbow. And exhale forward. And inhale back up. Exhale forward. Inhale back up. Exhale forward. Inhale back up. Exhale forward. Inhale back up. And one more. Exhale forward. And inhale back up. And bring that foot down. And come into child's pose for a couple more breaths. And go ahead and make your way onto your stomach. And you can have your forehead on the mat. And you can have your arms by your side as we're going to push up into lotus. So go ahead, take an inhale. And exhale. Lift your arms and chest off the mat. And back down to the mat. Exhale up and down and up and down. Keep your breath going with the movement, respecting your body for how high it can lift. And go ahead and do one more. And bring your hands next to your shoulders and go ahead and push back into a child's pose of your choice. You can come into the puppy dog variation or all the way back onto your feet. And just go ahead and take a couple breaths here. And go ahead, come forward into your plank. So we do plank. Option 1 is to stay on your knees. Option 2 is knees off the mat. So we're going to practice bringing our knee to our elbow. So if you're in option 1, you'll just bring your knee up to your elbow. If you're in option 2, same thing. All right, so go ahead and listen to your body today as we start. So take an inhale and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, exhale, other side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. So go ahead and follow your breath as you keep alternating legs. Maybe plank is getting too hard and you need to drop to your knees. Just listen to your body as you move through your practice. Keeping your core engaged, keeping your breath moving as you work through this exercise. And go ahead and do one more on each side. And come back into the child pose of your choice. And go ahead and come back up into a tabletop. And then just go ahead and make your way down into your back with your knees bent. Take a moment to just get comfortable right here. We're going to be working on bridge pose. So we want our feet under our knees. Right now our spine is nice and long on the mat. Just take a moment to take a breath. And go ahead and lift your bottom and your spine up off the mat as you come into bridge. And take a breath here. And go ahead and slowly come back down. And let's do that again. Slowly lift up into bridge. And this time, your choice to keep your arms here or your arms behind your back, propping your chest up. And go ahead and take a couple breaths. Watch your stomach rise and fall with your breath. And release your clasp and slowly roll back down. And inhale, come up. Clasp your hands if you want to. And we're going to take 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands and slowly roll down to the mat. And on your next inhale, roll back up. Clasp your hands and inhale and exhale. 4 breaths this time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more breath. Notice how your body's feeling. And slowly come back down to the mat. And go ahead and bring those knees up to your chest. You can go ahead and grasp at your shins, just nice and gentle. You can rock side to side. You can choose to have your knees out a little wider. Nice slow breaths as we're slowing down our practice. Go ahead and slowly bring those feet back down to the mat, knees bent. We're going to come into Recline Pigeon. So we're going to take our left foot and put it across our right leg. So you're going to bring your legs up, your choice. You can grab behind your thigh, or you can grab onto your shin, whatever's in your practice today. And you may notice that one side feels different than the other. So we want to have our left foot flexed. And sort of move it a little bit to see where you feel the stretch and where you want it to land. And come back to your breath. Maybe on the exhale, you're able to bring your legs just a little bit closer. You can choose whether your eyes stay open or closed. Allowing your body to start to slow down. And take one more breath and slowly bring your feet back down to the floor and cross your right foot over your right leg and bring those legs towards your chest. Your choice where you grab. It may be different on this side. Flex that right foot. Gently pulling your legs closer to you on your exhale. Coming back to your slow breaths. And go ahead and gently bring those feet down to the mat. We're going to come into a supine twist. So option 1, arms are out in the T. You can let your knees stay together and fold over to your left. Option number 2 is to straighten your left leg and bring your right leg up and let that fall over. You can bring that left hand there. So do what feels right in your body. You can look to your right hand if that feels good in your neck. If not, just look straight. Come back to your breath. Nice, slow exhales. And go ahead and slowly come out of this twist, bringing your feet back to the mat. Arms stay open in that T, and you choose whether your knees go together or if you want to straighten your right leg, bring your left knee up and bring that left leg over towards your right side. Looking towards your left hand if that feels comfortable. Your right hand more guides your leg if you want it to. We don't need to apply a ton of pressure to it. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice any sensations that you feel. And take one more breath here. And slowly come out of your twist, bringing your feet onto the mat. And we're going to come in one last pose together, happy baby. So trying to keep our spine on the mat, we're going to bring both of our feet up into the air, and you choose whether to clasp on the inside or the outside of your feet. Try to keep your spine nice and long on the mat. And just breathe into the pose. You can choose if you rock your happy baby side to side, or if your body's asking for stillness. And nice slow breaths here. And go ahead and bring those feet to the mat. And go ahead and take a moment to notice if there's anything else you want to do before we go into Shavasana. Maybe bringing your knees in. Maybe taking a single leg stretch. And slowly make your way into your Shavasana. So that can be laying on your back with your feet on the floor. And you can let your knees knock in so you don't have to support them, palms face up. Or you can stretch those legs out straight. And go ahead and close your eyes. And take a nice slow breath. And just go ahead and slow down your breath. As you notice your body, notice any sensations that you feel in your body, and just allow your body to relax onto your mat. If you would like, you can follow me in this loving kindness meditation. Think of one person who you love dearly and picture them in your mind. And we're going to offer up intentional loving kindness to this person. So in your mind, take a breath and say, "May you be happy." Take a breath and in your mind say, "May you be healthy." May you feel safe. May you live with ease. And go ahead and take another breath. And now we're going to offer up these same wishes for ourselves. So take a breath and say, "May I be happy." May I be healthy. May I feel safe. May I live with ease. And just go ahead and take a few minutes here to offer any more compassion to somebody or to yourself. And then just allow your mind to relax as we take a few more minutes here in silence. And go ahead and take a couple more breaths. And go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking up the body. You can roll your wrists or your ankles. And when you're ready, come onto one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. And take a breath here. And gently use your arms to push yourself up into sitting. Just take a nice breath. I'm going to read a quote to you by Sharon Salisbury from Loving Kindness, The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. She said, "You can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself. And that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserves your loving kindness." So bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath. And I thank you for joining me today. I hope that you can go forth your day in self-compassion. Thank you.